in your education. Before we begin, as a disclaimer, we'd like to bring to your attention that this webinar is being recorded. And by logging in, you are agreeing to be a part of our recording. The recording will be available on our website and our YouTube channel so that you can watch and you can share this information with others that will benefit from this information presented. My name is Jennifer Redquist, and I'm proud to say I'm a CalTAP training coordinator with the California Department of Veterans Affairs, aka CalVet. My background includes being an Air Force veteran, growing up a military brat, a military spouse, and the mother of 3 active duty airmen. With that being said, I can say confidently that CalVet truly does understand the hardships that come with serving our country. And we would like to take a moment to say thank you to all the service members, veterans, spouses, children, parents, families, and friends for all that you do and all that you've done to support the United States military, uniformed or not. We understand that you all serve. We want you to know that cradle to grave, that CalVet and all the presenters here truly do care about you and are passionate about getting resources and benefits to you. I encourage you, please reach out if you are in need or if you know anybody who needs any assistance or have any questions to call us. Our information will be presented at the end of our presentation. So I'm excited to join today's presentation because it's packed with some fantastic information that is going to give you resources that will make a huge impact on your education path, whether it be for yourself or for a family member. We're going to be presenting it all. Presenters for today include Nancy Noriega. She is our CalVet's County Support Services Manager, who is a CalVet who will be presenting on the CalVet fee waiver. We also have Sean Campbell. Sean Campbell is another training coordinator here, and he is listed in the chat for Ask CalTAP questions or CalTAP-Sean Campbell. Please, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, put them in there. He is going to be filtering those and sending them out to the subject matter experts, and they will be answering those. And we will also be answering all the questions at the end of our presentation as time allows. More than likely, if you have that question, somebody else also has that question. So we want to definitely take time to go over questions at the end so that everybody can learn from them. With that, let's get started. If at any point in time you do need to leave your computer, don't worry, this is going to be recorded. We can send it out to you. Send us an email. Let us know you want the recording or the slides for this or anything else. Sean also in the chat is going to be putting different resources in the chat for you to download and for you to use later, whether it be the resource book or any type of other type of information that's going to help you access your benefits. So I'm going to start off with education benefits, and then we're going to move on to Nancy with the fee waiver, and then finally we'll be going through our Q&A. So I want to start off with saying who CalVet is, okay? We're going to start off at the top here. We first have the federal VA, the Federal U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. That's the federal side. The next entity we have here is CalVet, which is the state entity of the California Department of Veterans Affairs. Then you have county levels, which is a county veteran service office, and then you have service providers. I like to bring this up because I want you guys to understand that each one of us are separate from each other. We don't work for each other, we work with each other to get benefits to you. So we're trying to get the resources out to you, whether they be federal, state, or county level benefits. We want to get all of those to you. So please let us know if you need anything at all. We can tell you about the federal benefits, but we are not we do not service those benefits. That would be on the federal side, and the counties are able to help you apply for county, state, and federal benefits. So here is a picture of who the U.S. Department of Veterans is, and then CalVet is. The Department of Veterans Affairs, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs has a health administration pillar, benefits pillar, and the cemeteries pillar. So the important thing to remember, and me showing you these pillars, are sometimes these pillars you don't talk to each other. So just because you have benefits, you're not automatically signed up for healthcare benefits. So it's important if you get healthcare and you don't have compensation, or you need life insurance or things like that, understand that you have to contact the benefits pillar in order to get those things. And then I have here CalVet. CalVet is a great department within California, and we have all sorts of different units and different divisions within CalVet to help you get to some of your benefits and resources. Let's go into educational benefits, and we're going to go over best practices, Chapter 35, Chapter 31, and all the other benefits that are open to veterans and their dependents and service members. So in order to get to a lot of this information, you're going to go to our website. It is calvet.ca.gov, and from there you're just going to click on CalTAP, and from CalTAP you can just click on the education pathway. The education pathway has all kinds of different modules to more research and expand your knowledge about education in the state of California. It's going to go over selecting schools, education benefits, community colleges, states, and universities within California. So let's start off with veterans education benefits. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs Education Benefits, Chapter 30 and Chapter 33 post 9/11 forever GI Bill is 36 months of education benefits, and it is provided by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. They also have the 48 months of combination benefits for VR&E Chapter 31 benefits. Forever GI Bill ends at 15-year limit on the GI Bill usage. We used to only have 15 years, use it or lose it benefit with that Montgomery GI Bill, but has ended with the Forever GI Bill and the post 9/11 GI Bill. It provides GI Bill full benefits for Purple Heart recipients regardless of length of service, and restores GI Bill benefits if the student experiences permanent school closures while they're enrolled. So also, in addition to all those other great benefits of the GI Bill, the GI Bill also increases payments, $2,300 per year for veterans with less than 12 months of active duty service. So now you're getting that BAH stipend for whatever school area that you're in. It also expands education benefits for veterans that are pursuing a STEM degree. That's science, technology, engineering, and math degrees, which is fantastic. So what is science, technology, and engineering? That scholarship, it's going to give you an additional 9 months of post 9/11 GI Bill benefits to maximize to the maximum of $30,000 for that degree or certification. This expands because we know that with those degrees, you're going to need more classes. It cannot be matched with the Yellow Ribbon program, and it's not transferable to your dependent. So if your dependent is using your GI Bill, they will not be able to take advantage of this additional 9 months of education benefits for the STEM degrees. VR&E, Veterans Readiness and Employment, Chapter 31. This is fantastic. This will assist veterans with service-connected disabilities and employment handicap to prepare to obtain and to maintain and job assistance. It includes tutorial assistance, job seeking skills, medical, dental referrals, adjustment counseling, payment and training allowance, and other services required to help achieve your career and live independently as possible. The really great thing about Chapter 31 is if you do this correctly, you can maximize. A couple of years ago, it had changed. The maximum amount of time you could get was 48 months of combination benefits between your GI Bill and Chapter 31. But a couple of years ago, that changed. Now, if you apply for Chapter 31 first, use Chapter 31 first, so it's full 48 months, you can then, additionally, you can use your GI Bill, which is fantastic because it expands from 48 months all the way to 84 months of educational benefits if you use them correctly. There's a lot of different nuances to maximizing those benefits. And if you want to learn more about and you would like more information about maximizing the two benefits, please let us know, send us an email. How to apply for this program. It's fantastic and it's really easy to apply. You're just going to go online to va.gov and you can apply online. All you have to do is go into va.gov, and the easy way to find it is just go to the top right-hand corner, and in the search bar, just put Chapter 31, Veterans Readiness Employment, VRE, whatever. You can search it that way, and then I'll pop up and then I'll explain to you more about the VRE program, and I'll say, click here to apply. And you can apply right online with your DS login or whatever login you use for your va.gov. You can also mail in your application if you like also, so you can download that letter from online and you can mail it in also. If you need additional help, you can call this number right here. It's an 800 number, and click on option 5 for additional questions. This is the GI Bill comparison tool. It is fantastic. To find this, it's on the va.gov website, but I would recommend just Google GI Bill comparison tool to get to it much faster. When you go on to this is what you and your students can use to maximize that GI Bill benefit. You can research different schools and find out by location, by program, all kinds of different ways, by name. Just you can search them and then you can start comparing schools. The cool thing about comparing the school, this comparison tool is going to do for you, it's going to tell you how much tuition that the GI Bill or whatever program you're using, Chapter 35, is going to pay for. It's going to tell you how much the school is charging. It's going to tell you if they have a yellow ribbon program. It's also going to tell you whether there is a veterans readiness and if there is a Veterans Resource Center on that campus. It's going to tell you if there's any red flags at that school, a lot of great information on there. And it's even going to tell you what the BAH or stipend will be if you go to that school. As you can see, I've put out a few different schools here so you can compare and contrast different schools. Yuba College is a community college here. San Francisco State University is here. We have a private school here, and we also have Sac State in here, just as an example. But it's a great tool to use when you're trying to decide where to go to school and how to maximize your benefits. Utilization of benefits. It's 120 credits minimum to get your bachelor's degree. If enrolled, full-time, 12 units for the fall and the spring and 6 units in the summer, Chapter 33, the Forever GI Bill, will only cover 116 units total. So you're gonna be short if you're starting from 0. But we've got some tips and tricks to overcome that. The first tip is take more than 12 units. If you take more than 12 units, you will pay the same amount, you'll be paid the same amount as a full-time student for 12 units, but the GI Bill will cover the tuition. It can lead to fulfilling a graduation requirement also 1 semester earlier in this example. Tip 2 is certify at 3/4 time. If you certify at 3/4 time, you could possibly extend your GI Bill benefit from 36 to 45 months. You're going to be paid the BAH at the 3/4 time, but as long as tuition can be covered otherwise through the California Promise, scholarships, whatever it may be, maybe you could do it at the community college too, save yourself some money. You can do it that way also. Participate in a work study. Participating in a work study is a fantastic option for anybody that is currently using any of VA federal education benefits. It's open to students that are veterans, students that are service members, and also students that are spouses or children of dependents using those benefits. It's going to pay the federal state poverty. I'm so sorry. It'll pay the state minimum wage for performing the VA related duties. They offer flexible work schedule because they understand the purpose of you using the work study is so you can go to college. It offsets the cost of attendance sometimes. And also we want to remind you that there's no BAH paid in between semesters. So that month and a half that you're off during Christmas, you're not going to be paid that BAH from the chapter 33, chapter 31, 35, whatever it may be. And in the summer, if you're not going to school, you're not going to be paid either. So this is going to help offset that. Tip 4, withdraw versus an F. So a withdrawal is not going to affect your GPA, but it will affect that stipend you're getting if you don't replace that class. An F is not going to affect that stipend, but you will have to make up that class at some point in time. So it's going to cost you one way or another. So you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons when you are deciding whether you want to move forward and earn the F or you want to withdraw from the class. So it's just something to take into consideration. Tip 5, use the Veterans Resource Center. These are gold. Go when you're looking at school, see if they have a Veterans Resource Center. And if you've decided on that school, use the Veterans Resource Center, whether you are the dependent or the veteran or the service member or whatever it may be. Go to your Veterans Resource Center. These are fantastic places to go. You can meet other veterans. You can use printers there. You can talk to other veterans. You can have a coffee. They've always got snacks. There's events going on. You can learn about different benefits that are out there, and they can also help you apply for those benefits in some cases. These Veteran Resource Centers are fantastic. Even some of these Veterans Resource Centers have VRNE representatives that are in these centers. So there's lots of different resources within these centers that you should definitely take advantage of and learn more about. And these are the centers that you could work in as a VA work study. So how do the community college support veterans? You get priority registration. So you don't have to worry about getting into those classes and wait lists and things like that. You're going to be the first ones to enroll in classes as somebody, as a veteran. In-state tuition rate, if you're using a federal VA education benefit, and many CCs, community colleges offer have Veterans Affairs offices, Veterans Resource Centers, things like that on campus. So financial assistance, we say, even if you're using a federal benefit or a state education benefit, there's no reason why you cannot still apply for FAFSA. We want you to apply for FAFSA still, just in case there's grants or scholarships that are out there for you, such as the California Promise. So please check it out. Also, if you're going to an expensive school or a private school, ask them if they participate in the Yellow Ribbon Program. Yellow Ribbon Program is fantastic. It's going to help offset the cost of what the GI Bill or the benefit pays and what the cost of the school is. They're going to try to meet as close as possible in the middle. And in some cases, there is no money out of your pocket because the school is participating in a Yellow Ribbon Program. This is fantastic. Survivors and Dependents Educational Assistance Program, that's DEA, Chapter 35. This is fantastic. This is open to dependents of veterans that have 100% disability rating. It is going to give those children or those spouses that are using this benefit, they apply online at va.gov for this benefit. It's going to give them a stipend to go to school every single month. It is not going to pay the tuition, but it is going to pay a stipend for going to school, and it's a 45 months of educational benefits, which is fantastic. And the great thing is you can use this plan with the state plan that Nancy is going to be talking about very soon. Here's my information. I went through a lot of information fairly quickly, and I know it's really hard to navigate all of these different benefits that are out there. So I want you to email me, call me, whatever it is, call the 800 number at the top there, email CalTAP if you would like to. Any way that you would like to contact us. We'll walk you through the process. We'll get you set up with a CVSO if necessary, or subject matter experts if necessary. Also on this page, I want to point out that these are our social medias. Please go to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel has a lot of different recorded webinars that specifically go through some of these programs like VRNE and other programs that are out there. So go to our Calvet YouTube channel and check out those. All right, now I'm going to pass the floor over to Nancy Noriega. She's going to go over the college tuition fee waiver. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just pass over host capability so she can turn on. So you can turn on your speaker for now, and you can start speaking, and the camera will be on in a second here. Go ahead. Turn on your...
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
There we go. You're good. Yes, you're good.
Okay. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
She said we can. Okay. Go ahead and start. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you again, and thank you for allowing us the opportunity to spend some time with you and to also share some information about these worthwhile benefits. One being the Calvet tuition fee waiver. What I will be discussing with you is the four plans, which are Plan A, B, C, and D. I will also discuss with you how to apply. We are going to review some frequently asked questions and letters of denial and how to appeal if the applicant is not satisfied with the county results or with a denial letter, if you will. So the fee waiver waives mandatory system-wide tuition and fees at the three institutions in California. That is the UC, Cal State, and California Community Colleges. The fee waiver is open to dependents of disabled veterans with ratings of 0 or above. Hi there. And also dependents must be California residents. Please note that residency requirements are strictly between the student and the school. The law did not provide Calvet with the authority to determine residency status for students or applicants. Do note the college fee waiver saves California veterans over $35 million a year, and this benefit can be applied at your local county veteran service office. Now, if I can make a point on this last bullet point, is that the only offices that are authorized to issue these award letters are your, excuse me, your local county veteran service office. Not the schools, not the VA offices. It is strictly the local county veteran service office. Now, Plan A is designed for veterans that are 100% service connected, total and permanent. If the veteran is not total and permanent, then the following year, if the applicant applies, then they will be asked to provide another VA letter that is most recent. The Plan A benefit is open to spouses and surviving spouses, and also to children ages 14 to 27. Now, for the child, the age is extended to 30 years if the child happens to be a veteran. Please note that Plan A and Chapter 35 benefits are prohibited. However, Plan B it's a little more popular. Plan B is designed for veterans who have a service-connected rating anywhere between 0 and 100, but there is an income limit that is that includes the child's adjusted gross income plus the value of support that cannot exceed the state income threshold. Let's see. There are no prohibitions against Plan B in Chapter 35. Plan C and D are not as popular or are not as common, but the regulations in the process is there just in case there is someone that would like to apply under Plan C and D. Now, please note that Plan A and B are processed and awards are issued through your local county veteran service office. But Plan C and D are processed at the Department of Veterans Affairs. And the information will be provided at the end of the presentation. So Plan C, it's designed for for spouses and children of National Guard members who, in the line of duty or while in active service, were killed, died of a disability resulting from an event that occurred while in state service, or who are permanently disabled as a result of an event that occurred while in active service. Please note that Plan C, the Guard member must have been called onto active duty via presidential orders, aka Title 10. Plan D is designed for Medal of Honor recipients and children of Medal of Honor recipients who are under the age of 27. Plan D is limited to undergraduate students only, and applications are, of course, subject to both income and age restrictions. And this plan also does not, there are no prohibitions against receiving Chapter 35 benefits in Plan D. Excuse me. So here are a few requirements. They're not all inclusive, but these are the basic requirements on how to apply for the college fee waiver. Of course, the student has to show uh, the Veterans VA disability rating, a photo ID, the school information. The school information is very important. We do have students that sometimes they're not sure what school they're going to or even what academic year they're attending. So that is a must. You have to know, have an idea of what school you're going to, and also the academic year. The law does not provide Calvet with the authority to issue award letters for an academic year that has ended. So moving along, of course, birth certificate for the child, or a marriage certificate for a spouse or a stepchild. Adoption documents, a death certificate if the veteran is deceased, and a copy of the student's IRS tax form 1040, or also, I believe, is 540s, right? State form 540. Um, if the applicant did not have any filing requirements, a letter of non-filing will suffice. And of course, the college fee waiver application, fully completed and signed. Okay, let's move along to the frequently asked questions. Is there a particular grade point average required to qualify or apply for the college fee waiver? Again, Calvin did not provide us with the authority to require grade point average, but I do believe that that is something that the student will discuss with the school or vice versa. But Calvet is not involved with that. What if the student drops one or multiple classes? Does the student have to reimburse Calvet? Please note that there are no transactions. Our accounting office is not involved, but that is something that will be handled at the lowest level between the student and the school. Does the student have to be enrolled in classes first in order to apply or qualify for the college fee waiver? Although we encourage students to apply for the college fee waiver ahead of time, it's not required. For example, if a student decides not to enroll or go to school in the fall, and they decide to enroll in the spring semester, that's perfectly okay. But again, remember that if the academic year has ended per the school, then we are not allowed to issue an award letter. What if the student is attending multiple schools? Can a CVSO, a county veteran service office, issue multiple grant letters? That's very possible, and yes, they can do that. Can the student apply for the college fee waiver at the VA office or student resource center in their respective schools? As I mentioned earlier, only your local county veteran service office can process and issue an award letter. You can get information from the resource center, from the VA office, from a job fair. That's perfectly okay. But an award letter for Plan A and B will only be issued by your local county veteran service office. And as I mentioned earlier, Plan C and D uh, comes out of headquarters. All right, can the veteran or student qualify for the college fee waiver if they have a criminal record? So if the student is able to walk into their school or go to or get online and apply for a school, then they can get online or go to their local CVSO and apply for the college fee waiver. What fees are waived? My local school does not want to waive certain fees. Again, Calvet does not have the authority to, well, I don't want to say dictate, to determine what fees will be waived. That is strictly between the student and the school. Can I receive grants from public or private entities and the college fee waiver at the same time? Well, maybe it does. That again will be between the school and the student. But one thing that I do know that, for example, if you receive a grant or if you receive cash to pay for your tuition, you cannot receive money to pay for your tuition on this side and then on this side have it waived. And I'm sure the schools will catch that and they will either contact you and give you an option or something will happen. But ultimately, Calvet does not involve itself in that. Do I have to apply in the county that I live in or where I go to school? No, you can apply at any local county veteran service office of your choosing. Okay, now we're going to briefly review letters of denial and how to appeal. If the student is not satisfied with the county veteran service office results, then the county will issue a letter of denial. And this is what the letter looks like. If you look, there are, after the little white boxes, there are reasons that denials are typically issued. This is not all inclusive. There are other situations, but these are the most common ones. So if you look on the second page towards the bottom, there is, I don't know if they can tell, but there is on the last box at the end of the sentence, it says reasons. If the reason is not included in this letter, the county veteran service officer will briefly, in a sentence or two, will write down what the reason was. Now, if you look at the next page, now how to appeal. If you disagree with my decision, which means the county veteran service office, you have the right to appeal to the California Department of Veterans Affairs deputy secretary. That is our mailing address. And your appeal must be in writing, stating the specific reasons why the benefit should be granted. And it has to be within 90 days of on the date of the letter. Your appeal should include evidence and or statements that support your belief that the denial of benefits was issued in error. It is very important for students to include the denial letter. The denial letter shows Calvet that the student has actually applied for the benefit. They have gone through the proper process, and now Calvet can adequately or properly set aside the time to review the denial. Otherwise, sometimes we get calls from someone that they say that they were denied, but we don't know if they have actually applied. So this letter is very important in order for your denial to move along. It is also very important to include your telephone number or an email address where you can be reached during normal business hours. If we have a question on your appeal and we cannot get a hold of you, that will only delay any results. Other fees, please note that mandatory system-wide tuition and fees vary with each school and are based on each school's own definition and written guidelines. And also know that the law does not prohibit schools from charging campus-wide or campus-based fees or online classes. And that is why we strongly recommend that you research your classes and make sure that they are waivable, for lack of a better word. So here's our information. David Lawrence is my supervisor, and below is my name. If you have any questions, or I'm going to stick around for some Q&A. If there is something that I don't have an answer for you readily available, there's always that email, CFW, that stands for College Fee Waiver, at calvet.ca.gov, and I will make sure that I get an answer for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for all that information. There are so many questions when it comes to the CalVet fee waiver. And so it's so fantastic that we get to have you here today. Everybody stand by for a second while we switch over hosting capabilities and start the next portion of our presentation. Thank you for that. I'm back on, and we're going to go over the CalTAP overview or the CalVet overview. Let's turn on my camera. All right. Hi, everyone. So what is CalTAP? You've heard me say that a few different times throughout this presentation. CalTAP was designed to inform and connect veterans of all eras to their earned federal and state benefits and provide continuing support and assistance as your needs change over time. We like to say that verbatim because we want you to know that we do understand that your needs do change over time. The things that you needed while you were serving are not the same things as you're separating. And that's not the same as you were separated 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever it may be. You may have gotten out and have a little baby, and now you have a child going to college. So now your needs have definitely changed, and you want to know about those benefits for your children to go to college. So CalVet is here for you, and CalTAP is here for you to assist you as those needs change over time, you and your dependents. We have done this in a few different ways. We do it through outreach, we do it through these workshops online, and we also do this with our online learning portal that has those 5 different pathways that I showed you earlier today about curriculum, education, employment, entrepreneurship, and service providers. Now, service providers is not a pathway for veterans or their families. It's actually a pathway for those that work with service members, veterans, and their families. It is a culture competency pathway that tells providers that work with or want to work with veterans and their families what your needs are and how best they can help you. It is fantastic. So if you have a service provider, let them know about this. They might not know about this, and share this information and get that out there. Part of application, right? The next thing here I want to show you is our veterans resource book. Sean was fantastic. He's already dropped it in the chat already once. He's probably going to drop it in there again. This is a fantastic tool and resource to you that CalVet, California Department of Veterans Affairs, puts out with resources and benefits. So you can have those at your fingertips at any time. You can download it, or you can pick one up at one of our outreach events. This is gold because it gives you all the questions to ask. You don't know what you don't know. So when you open this book up, you can start reading through and say, hey, the CalVet fee waiver, this looks great. I want to know more about this. You can find from that book, you've learned about it. And then from the back of the book, you have a phone number to call and ask more questions about. So this is all those federal and state benefits have information is in there. And so that way, when you go to a county veteran service office, or when you call us up, you'll be like, I'm interested in this benefit or that benefit, or this resource or that resource. This is our CalVet website. It is extremely user-friendly, everybody. You can just Google California Department of Veterans Affairs. You can Google CalVet. whatever it may be, but it's calvet.ca.gov. I absolutely love this website and I recommend it to everybody. It is extremely user friendly. And I always like to say, and some people giggle about this, but do not be afraid of this website. Don't be afraid of getting in rabbit holes in this website, because those rabbit holes lead to the carrots. The carrots is benefits. Benefits is money in your pocket and your family's pockets. You can be going through this website looking for employment opportunities, but then bump into education and find the fee waiver, and your kid is going to school, or is going to go to college in the next 6 months and find that benefit. So there's like secret nuggets within this website. So please explore this website. There's a lot of great things in it. But if you want quickly to find out about education or employment or whatever, there's like quick clicks right there at the top where you see that graduation cap, education. Where you want employment, it's a briefcase. It's very user friendly. I've circled 3 things though that I want to bring to your attention. The CalTAP portal, that's where you're going to find those modules. Curriculum, education, employment, entrepreneurship, and service providers is going to be in the CalTAP portal. Underneath there, we have find local CVSO. That's a cheat sheet. That's a little quick way to find those county veteran service offices that you're going to have to go to apply for the fee waiver. Or maybe you want the word veteran put on your driver's license. That's where you're going to have to go. So click on that. It's going to open up with every single county in the state of California. You're just going to click on that county and it's going to pop up with the phone numbers, the address, times they're open to make an appointment with those county offices. The last thing circled on the bottom is the Veterans Resource Book. You can download the Veterans Resource Book 24/7 and share it with as many people as possible. Just click on that and it's a downloadable version of our resource book. What are those California benefits? We're going to quickly go through this so we can get to those questions. But if there's anything on this slide that you want to talk more about, give me a call, give Calvet a call, email, whatever it may be, but please reach out to us. We have that college tuition fee waiver, which we've already talked about. There's a veterans designation on your driver's license. You get the word veteran put on your driver's license. That is really cool because you no longer have to carry around that DD form 214. You just got to show your driver's license to prove that you are a veteran and get those discounts around town. To get this, you're just going to take that DD form 214 to the County Veteran Service Office. They are accredited to read those DD form 214s. They're going to give you the form to take to DMV. DMV is then going to put the word veteran on your driver's license. It's that easy. Motor vehicle registration fee waiver. If you're a veteran with a disability, 100% disability rating, and you have a mobility issue, that could be back issue, knee issues, hip issues, ankle issues. It could be breathing issues, anything that causes you an impairment to walk from point A to point B. You can apply for the motor vehicle registration fee waiver. It's going to waive the registration fees of one of your vehicles, which is fantastic and will save a lot of money. Now, to apply for this, you're just going to go to that County Veteran Service Office again. You're going to show them your letter from the federal VA that lists all your disabilities, and they're going to give you the form to take to DMV. Fishing and hunting license and no cost to state park passes. Those are both open to veterans with a disability rating of 50% or more. You can apply online, and Sean's going to put those links in the chat. For the fishing and hunting, it's wildlife.ca.gov. For the park pass, it's parks.ca.gov. We also have the disabled veteran property tax exemption. That's going to exempt $150,000 of your property taxes. It is a lot of money. Now, what I mean is, if you are a veteran with 100% rating, you take your letter that says you're 100% permanent total to your county assessor's office, where you pay your taxes. They're going to file that and record that with your property, the property that you live in. They're going to exempt $150,000 of your property taxes. That means if you have a home that's being assessed at $500,000, they're going to exempt $150,000 of that $500,000. So you're going to be paying taxes on $350,000, which is going to save about $1,700. Now, these numbers are not exact. They go up every single year, but I gave you kind of round numbers of $150,000. To find out the exact numbers, just go to your county assessor's office and ask them about that benefit. But it's pretty close. We have the Calvet Home Loans Division here at Calvet. Calvet wants to get veterans and their families into homes. We are not commission-based whatsoever. Calvet originates, process, close. For the life of the loan, we're going to service your home loan. It is fantastic. We have a great insurance policy that comes with and protects your home. And it's just a fantastic program, and you can use it with your VA home loan. You have questions about that? give us a call. We'll give you the phone number to our home loans representatives, and they can talk to you more about getting home ownership in the state of California. We also have a few different other divisions, the women's division, and we have minorities, underrepresented division and resources. Their information, advocacy, and outreach to those demographics in the state of California. They have workshops, they have events, they have resources to assist California veterans in the state of California. Veterans homes in the state of California, we have a home for long-term care that we service, Calvet services. There is quite a few up and down the state. The best thing about these homes is they're fantastic wraparound services, offering all dental, medical, social, anything that you can think of that you would need as you're aging in a home. They offer as basic as domiciliary care all the way up to memory care, and it's based on the veteran's income. So it's fantastic. We have a lot of homes out there, and you'll get taken great care of and live out the rest of your life with your comrades. It's really great. We also service 4 cemeteries in the state of California. We have the Northern Cemetery in Idaho. We have Southern California that's being built right now. The Yountville Home Cemetery is open to veterans that pass away while they're residents at the Yountville Home, which is fantastic out in Napa Valley. And then the last one, the Central Coast Cemetery, which is also a cemetery that we service in the state of California up by Monterey. Gave you a lot of information. We're going to get to those questions now, though, about education and anything else that we might have talked about. If it was something to do with the last slide there with all the different benefits, please give us a call or send us an email at caltap@calvet.ca.gov so we can continue this relationship and we can continue this conversation about whatever benefits you're interested in. You can also register on My Calvet. You can find us on social media. Like I said before, we have a YouTube channel that I highly recommend. We have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and we also, that QR code right there is for our website. So take a picture of this. If you have an iPhone, you can click on the QR code for later use, whatever it may be. Also keep on attending webinars and workshops. There's every single month, we have 2 to 3 webinars that come out, and we are constantly adding to our library of information and resources out to you. If there's something that we haven't covered yet, send us an email, suggest that, and we will find subject matter experts and we will cover it. And then fill out today's survey. We use our surveys every single day to improve our programs. And we fill out a survey is a gift. It is a gift that you're giving the next generation. It's a gift that you're giving to that person that's getting out of the military. It's a gift to the dependents that come after you, because by filling out these surveys and giving us your feedback, we can change things and we can improve things and we can make things better. So fill out the survey and help us make it better and help us advocate on your behalf and on behalf of all the service members, veterans, families, and friends that are out there. Register for our upcoming workshops. I've given you a nice QR code that you can kind of go into, and then it'll open up all the upcoming webinars, which is fantastic and easy to use. Here is my information. Here is Nancy's information with the phone number and the email to ask questions about that fee waiver. And here is the QR code for our survey. So I'm going to give everybody a chance, give everybody a minute to get their phones out and fill out today's survey. And while you guys are doing that, we're going to start looking at those questions. I'm going to hand the floor over to Sean, who will start going over those questions. So give us 1 second as we...
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for the opportunity to answer some questions here. I'm actually trying to drop a PDF copy of our event into the chat right now. There aren't any more questions that I haven't answered during the course of the conversation and discussion. Let me keep an eye out, though. If one pops up, I will definitely jump back in.
Sean, can you maybe go over some of those, some of those questions that you think that are a common question?
Sure, absolutely. One of the questions that came up was about eligibility and VRE services, how long it takes, and what the answer I gave back was that VNR in these services can be used 12 years from the date of separation from active duty military service, or the date the veteran was first notified by the VA of their service-connected disability rating, whichever date comes later. That was a question that had come up a couple times. People were asking about that. Another question that came up was specifically about the annual income for purposes of Plan B. And that was with the state poverty limit. And I know that that had changed this year because before it was the federal poverty limit. And I'd sent a specific link. I'd send the questions and answers for that
So
actual amount.
that is 21,165 currently, but if they want to keep on checking for next year, when you check for that, you just go to the IRS website.
Yeah, and of course it's the state poverty limit,
State.
not
rest-
not
yeah,
federal. And that's
poverty
something that recently
threshold.
changed. So
Mhm. All right.
and then another question that came up was about just the using the waiver and some of the online courses. And I just put that friendly reminder in there because Nancy did such an excellent job. I just wanted to make sure that it was clear. It's got to be state of California school, whether it's a community college, a CSUS, or a UC, that California has to have
Yeah.
that school in order to provide that waiver.
And
Those were the
definitely there is lots of programs. A lot of classes are online these days at the state level. So you definitely can use it online if it's at that state school.
Well, actually, Jennifer, can I
Mhm.
pop in
Yes.
here with a little bit? It also depends on how the course is funded, because there's state funded courses, so courses that the CSU UC receive state funding for, and then self-funded courses, which are courses that they don't receive any state funding for. The self-funded courses are not covered under the Calvet fee waiver. And my guess is a few online courses are probably self-funded. So that's something to discuss with the school to ensure that the courses you take are actually covered by the fee waiver. So something to keep in mind.
Definitely good advice. Definitely good advice.
Yeah, that's excellent to know. Those were the majority of the questions that came in.
All right.
There's a
All right.
couple more that have recently come in while we were talking. My son will start using Chapter 35 benefits for a degree program. Can the spouse utilize Chapter 35 as well?
Yeah, chapter 35 is open to all of the dependents. There isn't a limit on if you have 10 children, all 10 children can use that benefit. They all can apply for the benefit through va.gov.
The next question that just came in was regarding VR and voc rehab. And they're asking, would a recent upgrade in disability rating to 100% qualify a veteran for voc rehab?
I would definitely go to va.gov and apply online there, and they'll let you know as soon as you apply if you are qualified. But yeah, that's my best advice because I want to say yes, but it's a federal VA program, so it's up to them. I always like to say you can also call 888 GI Bill 1 to ask a lot of those questions too.
We did get a really good statement that came in about residency, and they just wanted to remind us that residency for tuition purposes is usually generated by the school.
Absolutely, yes, it is.
Correct. We don't make residency determinations, nor do the CVSOs. That's the school makes those determinations.
And then one of the final questions that is still on the board is about eligibility. The questions being posed is about eligibility after a long process of interviews, and that they'd have difficulty getting a hold of the VR&E counselor. What recommendations do you have for people running into that obstacle?
Well, this program is very much impacted. The only unfortunately, you have to go through the VA channels of going online, or if you have talked to a VRE rep and they have given you their email, then go through that way. But there's no way to like go around that system in order to speak with a VRE rep, unfortunately, because it is so impacted and there's a limited amount of VRE reps. So definitely go into va.gov, and you can even put a question in va.gov. You can submit a question in va.gov actually. And do you have any suggestions, Sean, or does that cover it?
That was some great advice. I think that you really covered the bulk of it.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm trying to answer questions while
Oh.
typing and answer online too.
Yes.
What benefits are available if you're accepted to an online part-time Master of Science in Legal Studies pertaining to STEM for an Ivy League school?
Are you say that one more time slower?
Sorry. The benefits available to people accepted part-time Masters of Science in Legal Studies, specifically the STEM.
Well, they kind of, so if they're talking about the STEM, then they're talking about the GI Bill. We're kind of need some more information, because if they're talking about the fee waiver, that would be different also. But with the GI Bill, I would contact 888 GI Bill 1. They can actually look up the veterans information or the person's benefit and tell you how many months you have left and how to apply for that additional 9 months of educational benefits if they qualify for that. So they're a wealth of information. The great thing about that is they can just pull up your information and tell you exactly what you are eligible for. I hope that answers the question.
Absolutely.
I think that pretty much wraps it up, Sean. Unless there's anything else that is coming in there.
I'm just trying to navigate through these as best I can and take out personal information that people are putting in.
Oh, yeah.
Veterans that are separated about 3 decades ago and qualified for benefits, is there anything outside the GI Bill that you would recommend that they look into?
Oh, this is for the veteran specifically. Okay. So the CalVet fee waiver is only for the dependents, but something that I want to bring up that may or may not apply to this veteran or people that are listening. Also think about if you have a lot of veterans, they serve because a parent served. So if you are a child of a veteran, doesn't matter how old you are, you could be 100 years old and you want to go back to school. If your parent has a disability rating or passed away due to a service-connected disability, they can apply for that fee waiver. Now, outside of that, CalVet doesn't have any additional education programs. My suggestion is always to apply for scholarships. Now, to find scholarships, there is one great way that I can recommend that is definitely vetted, would be go to Career One Stop. That is a website by Department of Labor, and you go to education or training, and there's a scholarship finder. On the scholarship finder, you can click all sites, you can filter it out by what you're studying, if you're a veteran or whatever it may be. You can filter out your demographics, and then it'll pop up with all the scholarships that you qualify to apply for, and you can apply right there. So you can apply for scholarships that way. Or another great advice and tip for you is to go to the Veterans Resource Center on the campus that you're at, or campus you want to go to, or even let's just say you live near a community college. Go to that community college, go to the Veterans Resource Center and say, hey, I want to learn more about different scholarships that are out there. Can you help me find scholarships that are out there? Some VRCs have a list of scholarships. I have a book, the scholarships, or they can help you find those. You don't have to be enrolled in a school to go to that VRC and talk to people, talk to the VRC representatives there that can help veterans or service members or those that are using the programs. Is that good advice? Would you add to that, Sean, at all?
Oh, no, absolutely. What you said was good. The only thing I would add is just about residency requirements and them being established by the school. But no, absolutely.
So we're at 11 o'clock now, so we'll wrap it up. If there are questions in there that are not answered, we'll make sure to answer them in the chat now. If we don't have time, we will send an email out. If you would like us to email you any of the resources, please put your email in the chat, or you can email us at calvet.ca.gov, or you can email me right there. Or if you have questions about the fee waiver, you can email C as in college, F as in fee, W as in waiver at calvet.ca.gov. And lastly, before we close out, we want to bring to your attention the 988 number on the bottom. The 988 number is the suicide hotline, crisis line, I'm sorry. And this number is fantastic because you no longer have to remember that long number. If you or somebody you know or somebody you're walking by is in crisis, the number is very easy to remember, as it's almost as easy as 911. It's 988. If you press 1, and you need to press 1 if you are the veteran, or if the person in crisis is a veteran, press 1 after 988 to get assistance. But please share that number with as many people as possible, as it's very easy to remember, and as you know, if something were to happen, you would know where to call. Thank you so much to everybody who has joined us today, and congratulations on either your new journey in education or your family member's new journey in education. Congratulations on that, and good luck to you. And please give us a call if you have any additional questions. Thank you. Have a great day. Sean, can you stop the recording?